UK guy loses $15,000 and claims Hyperverse Hyperfund is a scam. Is that really true? Did this really happen? Anyways, all of that coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned. Welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about Hyperverse. Apparently, a gentleman from the UK claims he lost over $15,000 and he's trying to warn other people not to make the same mistake that he has. Okay, I think that's very a kind and noble thing to do. Some people are so angry they wouldn't care less about anyone else. But yeah, every once in a while, someone comes around and says, "Hey, learn from my experience." But the majority of people out there, even if you tell them, certain things that make sense, most people want to learn by their own experience. And that is the tragic truth of the majority of humans on this planet. People got to learn by their own experience. Anyways, we'll get into the UK guy losing 15 grand with Hyperverse in just a moment. Now, I did a review on Hyperverse not too long ago and the Hyperfund as well, right? When they called it that, I didn't recommend it. Too many red flags. Owners have a bad reputation of scamming people, right? Here's another. You click this link here. I'll include a link to this blog post underneath this video in the description box below for those of you who want to do more investigative type of research. Back in 2018, I found this quote not that long ago, but this person quoted it back in 2018 on Twitter post claiming that Ryan Zhu Martian. And then I checked out. I mean, if you go to this article, there is more information about it. Okay, but pretty well, Ryan Zhu, Sam Lee, scammed their own Chinese. This fellow wasn't Chinese, but the majority of investors were, to the tune of millions. And it's the same scam. Hyperverse, Hyperfund. It was called Media Chain back in 2018. Look at that. Fifth name change, and people are still getting what? Scammed. Okay. Number two, CEO is fake. That's this guy here, Stephen Reese. Originally, when they started as Hyperfund and Hypertech group of companies, just last year they were saying Jaden Wee. He looks like, to me personally, one of the higher ups in the Hyperfund. Maybe one of the boss's son. And they were like saying he was CEO, and I was like, he sure as hell couldn't be CEO. Then the next thing you know, he starts getting his name plastered all over the internet with the word scammer. Maybe he didn't like it, and next thing you know, that they appoint this guy to be CEO. Turns out he's fake, paid actor. If you watch any of his videos, you can tell he's reading off of a script, as well as there's no digital footprint outside of Hypertech group of companies about this fellow at all. Paid actor is what he is. Name change. That's a red flag right there. And it was Hyperfund, and they got 6 investor fraud warnings, one from India, New Zealand, Germany, Guernsey, UK, and Bermuda. What did the admins do? They said, instead of registering and proving that it's legitimate with the security regulators so that it could be an opportunity set up for the long term. And when a company has to do that, right, they also have to prove that they're getting revenue from where they're claiming, and they're claiming that, we have like shell companies, right, blockchain Global, etc. Blockchain Global collapsed quite a while ago, which is kind of weird. Just bear with me for 1 second here. All kind of crazy shenanigans going on here. Hyperverse founder. There you go. Sam Lee's blockchain global collapses, and they were claimed they owed creditors 21 million, but it turns out it's like $49 million. And instead of paying their creditors in Australia, they fled Australia and they're hiding out in Dubai. I'm thinking that's another red flag. These fellows are all hiding in Dubai. Dubai is okay for a vacation, but who the hell wants to live in the middle of the desert? What is it, concrete jungle in the middle of the desert? To me, I mean, for network marketing? That's like hell by itself. Some people might, oh yeah, it's like if you go to Vegas, right? Vegas is different, but it's kind of like exciting and expensive and nice food and stuff like that, right? But it's just like the desert. But I don't think you'd want to live in Vegas forever. And if I had a choice between Vegas and Dubai, I would rather live in Vegas. Okay, but getting stuck for life in Dubai because you're running away from the law? Come on. Then there's this lady here, Hope Hill. She's fake too. Ronnie Joel is her real name. And what's she doing? Her grand plan was to replace the words investment ROI with club and rewards. That's crazy, guys. And then number five here, no proof of revenue outside of network marketing recruitment. Well, obviously it's not blockchain global, right? A lot of network marketers are saying cock and bull stories like the billionaires have huge companies. One guy even said they own their own banks. Another guy came to one of my videos and he said, "Hey Rory, you're lying, you're cheating." He says they own their own shopping mall. When I went back to the website, I'm like, shopping mall? Ryan Zhu, Sam Lee, they own a shopping mall? I checked it out. It says Hyper Mall. Network marketer got so confused. Half of the time, the fellow is preaching Jesus and gospel. He doesn't have any content on his YouTube. I'm not laughing at people. I'm laughing at the funniness of the situation. He's got a channel, but it's got no content. Like most of the people who will comment, like, "Oh, Rory's making up stuff." Today they will see all this stuff, and they're gonna come and say I'm making up stuff. Oh my lord! But this other guy is just talking about Lord, and 'cause I was curious who's getting really really mad and cussing me, right, on my YouTube channel about Hyperverse and why it's the Holy Grail. But it's ridiculous, some of the stories. And he's like, yeah, they own their own shop. I'm like, no, they don't own a shopping mall, fellow. It's called the Hyper Mall. It's online, right? Maybe they have a few exchanges that they are manipulating. Oh my. Okay. Anyways, let's just go into it. Let's just go right over to and we'll close off at Trustpilot. Okay, Trustpilot. Here's the fellow in Great Britain, and he says 2 hours ago, warning, this company is a scam. I've lost 15,000 to them. Do not invest. The reviews are fake. They've changed their company name from the Hyperfund to Hyperverse to mitigate any bad reviews. They ban customers when they complain that they can't get their money out. Avoid at all costs. Just watch how many positive reviews start coming in after this so that their 5-star ratings aren't hurt. This is a scam and it is being investigated by the Financial Conduct Authority. Right? There was a lady here, Hyperverse promoter. One thing I gotta say, there's two classes of individuals in any Ponzi scheme. Number one, there are affiliates, meaning the network marketers who are bringing family, friends, and if they're brave enough to go online and preach the crypto gospel, and even with some of these systems, the forex gospel and passive, right? Then they could get rewarded because everyone is looking to invest right now. It's like low hanging fruit, right? But the thing is, passive MLM is a Dutch axe. Do you guys know what a Dutch axe is? A Dutch axe has a blade on both sides, so it swings both ways, right? In one way, it's doing a good thing for network marketers who couldn't find any success for years, because now they could bring family and friends in and get a percentage. But it's like a 20 level comp plan, huge, right? 20%, I believe, on level 1 alone, right? That is big rewards to get family and friends into the deal and to go on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok to try and draw in strangers. Anyway, lady was doing so, and the only problem, so if you're a passive investor, you're just a money bot to these people, to these type of systems. You don't have any rights. If you complain about anything, they kick you out. That's why you're not seeing a lot of the negativity that's going behind the scenes, meaning the great majority of new investors are still not getting paid. They're getting errors and failures and problems trying to withdraw. And the people who have been in there longer, if you go to Telegram, you can see this. The people, the network marketers who are recruiting are ruthlessly doing so, right? Because they get paid right to the bitter end. If the owners of a Ponzi scheme stop paying the network marketers who are rewarding the owners, right, with family and friends for the slaughter, then it'll collapse a lot faster. So they have to pay the network marketers till bitter end. So one of their big network marketers in the UK, she got her bank account frozen. Why? Because she was trying to make a purchase online. It wouldn't go through. And she called in and they said, well, your bank account's frozen because it's under investigation for potential fraud. Where did you get the money? Instead of answering, what did she say? She asked them a question. Why do I have to tell you that? They said, well, that is how it is. You need to tell us. And then one of the network marketers came to my channel and he says, hey, Rory, you see, you're just proving that Hyperverse is legit because they were able to deposit. Well, if you were a big drug lord and you had illegal like cocaine and you made money off of that, I'm sure you would be able to, deposit it into your bank account. But when you start doing things like that, especially bigger deposits, or they watch everything nowadays, and with technology, it's very tricky, a very tricky area. With technology and banking systems, they are so smart. It's hard to fool them. So if you are doing something illegal, like laundering money or selling cocaine or crystal meth or whatever the government is deeming as illegal, if you started depositing your money just into did you guys ever watch Breaking Bad? A lot of you guys are from the US. What did Walter White do, right, in Breaking Bad, the TV show? What did he do? He had to open up shell companies. He had like a car wash business because his lawyer, right, Saul, says, hey, Walt, you can't just deposit your money, millions and millions of drug money, into the bank. They're going to red flag your ass, right? So this lady here, she's actually trying to educate the public. I would say if it's financial information, guys, don't go to network marketing and network marketers for financial education. Okay, because this lady is saying there's nothing wrong with what she's doing, and then she's like, crypto's going to last forever. And what did I just show you guys? Or did I show you this? Back in 1933, they came up with this rule for 1934 where the government said we're going to ban all gold. And that's what they did. They ordered all of the Americans that weren't super wealthy to come in, and they had to give the gold to the government or else they go to jail. Maybe even get shot. And people are like, oh, crypto. And now, what did Robert T. Kiyosaki say on his channel? He predicts, and whatever he's predicted in the past, it always played out. He said years ago, middle class is disappearing. Well, they didn't fall off the face of the planet, but the middle class guys nowadays, and people who lived a decent lifestyle for 40-hour work week, they got to work like 60 to 70 hours a week just to hang on to the lifestyle that they had 10 years ago. And what did Robert say now? He says, I predict that even though he's a heavy Bitcoin investor, he says, I predict government's going to ban crypto eventually because they've got their own digital currency that can track every citizen a lot better. And that is what we're calling the Great Reset. You even have a video. You guys could check that out. Anyways, we'll close that off. We'll go back to Trustpilot here. So this guy's like, he lost 15 grand, and then he's like, what's happening on Trustpilot. Do not invest. Their reviews are fake. They've changed their company name. And they're going to pretty well flank Trustpilot with fake reviews. Yep. Looks like that is what's happening. That fellow in the UK begged and pleaded, and he got the majority of network marketers, because he told them, he says, it's going to dry up if we can't get new investors to donate their money into the platform so that we can keep getting paid. But if you look clearly at Trustpilot, you will find the red flags. But people are people, and people will want to believe what they want to believe. I believe Hyperserve will make you money. It will generate 15% returns, but surely they just using new money to pay old money. Seems like pyramid scheme to me. How long can this continue before the funds run out of money and you can't get your capital back? Well, it seems to be a lot sooner than some people are anticipating, because this is just like 2 hours ago.